We need to talk. We need to talk about Claude Cowork. So last week, I did an article on Full Stack HR, and I also did a podcast around Claude Code. And to put it simply, Claude Code is a tool which makes you basically a programmer. One can argue about that, I know, but still, it's insane. But the main obstacle for many people is that in order to access Claude Code, you have to use the terminal, or now you can also use the web interface, but mainly it's most powerful when using the terminal. So the interface itself becomes an obstacle. But I would argue that even if you're not a programmer, and I'm totally not a programmer, it's still worth the investment, or it was worth the investment to make sure that you made use of Claude Code in the terminal. But that was last week, and this is this week. And I have to state before I say anything else that it's truly hard now to not be hyperbolic about this, to not overhype what's happening right now. But it's also insanely exciting what's happening right now. And it's hard to contain the excitement right now, at least for me. What I'm saying, it's hard for me to be realistic about what's possible and also what's actually going on. So as per always, I will just try to do my best on not overselling it, but also not underselling it, and also to keep you updated on what's happening in the world of AI and how this will affect the world of work. And I think I will start by just showcasing what's going on and showcase you Claude Cowork, because once again, it's live since last night. Hence, we have the capability to try it. And I've actually tried it quite a lot myself. I stayed up a bit too late last night, just trying it and see what it can do. And I think I found some pretty good use cases. And I'm going to start by showing you one of the most solid use cases that I found so far. And it's also a project that I started, or that I thought about starting in Claude Code. Hence, I thought it was appropriate to, instead of using Claude Code, I could just try Claude Cowork to see the output from this as well. So this is Claude Cowork. And in order to get here, you need to be on the max plan of Claude. And that is at least $100 a month for utilizing this. And then you also need to have a Mac. So it's only available on Mac as of now. And as you can see, this is a research preview, meaning, once again, that it's not done yet. And Claude also states that you should be cautious when using this as well, because, for example, there is the risk of prompt injections, meaning that someone could basically infuse the things you're downloading and the things you're working on with bad intentions, or not bad code, because it doesn't need to be code, but just bad explanations for Claude to utilize. So you need to be a bit meticulous on how you set your approvals and whatnot. And one should always be a bit cautious when using new tools. And I say that you should be cautious, but I'm not sure if I'm that cautious myself. So don't do as I say instead. But as you can see, I've tried some tasks here as well. I've actually archived a couple of tasks as well, because it proved so useful last night that I used it for really client projects as well. And I want to be a bit cautious about that as well. Down here, you get examples of what Claude Cowork can do. In my experience, they work really well. I would also state that what I found so far is that working with connectors, for example, then integrating your Gmail, integrating other connectors that you might have. I have my Todoist, for example, connected into Claude. That doesn't work as well yet. I hope it will in the future. It works from time to time, but I found it to be a bit wonky when trying to utilize the connectors. But right now, what I found it to be working in the most proficient way is basically to think about the things you can do on your computer. And it's really excelling at more or less everything that I've thrown at it so far. What we're going to throw at it as of now is to analyze a big chunk of people analytics data. So I have a folder here. It's dummy data that I've created, once again, for another project that I was about to spin up. And we're going to see now what Claude Cowork can do with this data. And it's totally unstructured and it's totally undefined. It's just a folder with a lot of data. And let's see what Claude makes out of it as well. I'm going to start here by talking to the model, and I really talking to my models because I think that's a proficient way of describing what you want. And let's see what Claude Cowork will spin up here. In this folder, I have unstructured people analytics data. I want you to analyze that and give me the executive summary of what's happening in this data. Show me patterns, show me things to focus on, and also propose where I need to pay extra attention and where we have risks and where we also have things that are working really well for us as well. I want you to present that all of this in a PowerPoint and present it in a fashion that makes it exclusive and nicely designed. You don't need to use my PowerPoint skill that I've uploaded. You can use whatever you deem suitable, but make it nice looking. And I want the full analysis. I want the full analyze of all the data and propose if I need to do anything else, basically anything that I'm missing or biases or blind spot that I might have in regards to this data. So there we have it. You can choose different models here. I'm usually using Sonnet 4.5, but for this I'm going to use Opus 4.5 because that's the latest and greatest model. I find that to be very slow sometimes right now. I don't know if it's a lot of people using it or if it's just the way Claude Cowork is set up, but for this task, I'm definitely going to use Opus 4.5 to see, okay, how will they do with all of this? I'm going to start this now, and most likely the part you will see now will be sped up because I think this will take quite a while. So I'm going to just let Claude do its work here as well. I think we'll start by just reading it and then just see if there's anything else that it needs from me, or if usually it asks a couple of questions back to me as well. And you can see what it's doing as well. If you run into errors, it's totally fine because it will sort those errors itself running command. But what it's doing now, and I've read this at Simon Wilson's Substack, which I will link below, it's running basically code in the background to some extent, but it's also more advanced and complex than that, according to Simon at least. But basically what we have here is an interface towards Claude Code, but with extra specialties and all of that. So now it's going to do a comprehensive view of all the data, and I'm just going to let it do that, and I'll get back as soon as the full data is done, basically. And here we have it. Here's the final result from Claude Cowork. And I would say it took roughly 15 minutes to get this all over with. But it's a lot of data. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 data points, which it's now compiling somehow. And let's see how it did. So we are allowed this to be open in PowerPoint. I will drag in that so you can actually see this. This is the People Analytics Executive Insights. I have no clue if this is good or bad. Oh, I see it's a bit wonky here. It's not fantastic, but that's just a formatting issue. Strengths and critical risks as per requested. Workforce overview. Critical concerns. Okay, this is not good. They need to work on their EMPS. Turnover analysis. This is also not perfect, of course. And as we can see here as well, pay equity risks. Interesting. It's doing that as well, training and development. Okay, financial overview, manager effectiveness, data blind spots. Interesting. Recommendations, strategic recommendations. Great. But not great that we have all of these issues. But as you can see, this is what it did. That's the whole thing here as well. And I know, since I created that data, in order to validate the data, I know that at least the NPS and also the number of employees and also turnover analysis, everything there, as I can see now just by checking the data is correct. Once again, I have created this, so I have confidence in that the data is correct. But you can have confidence in data as well, that you upload, as long as you upload the data, the right data, I think it's doing the right conclusions. You need to spot check this, or maybe even for the first time check it all. But that's as per usual. I think it saves time still. We can also do this, talk to it again. Can you create an artifact, a visual dashboard that I can have as well? Just create that. Because now we did a PowerPoint, I could also potentially, I believe at least, we'll see if this works or not. I could potentially do this as a web page as well. And let's see if we can do it. I think we could even include maybe some kind of chat function into the dashboard, but I'm not sure about that. So let's start with doing the proper dashboard at first, or a proper dashboard on the web here. So we have a dashboard, and I can now, hopefully at least, open this in comment. Not Comet. Yeah, here we have a dashboard of this as well. Let's see now. This is the extra sparkle on the top. But can we see if we can add some kind of model so I can actually talk to my data in the interactive dashboard as well? Let's see. Can you add so I can chat with my data in the artifact as well? So could you add a chat window which draws from the data or the insights from the data that I've uploaded? Could you create that functionality within the artifact, the dashboard? That is as well. I'm not sure if this is possible. We'll see, as said, but given that it has Claude Code capabilities, might be possible. Let's see. It says that it can do it, but let's see if it can do it or not. I'm not sure if it's possible, but who knows? I've been surprised before by this marvelous tool called Claude. So we'll see. And now here we go. Let's see if we have this once again. This is a long shot. I have no clue if this is working or not, but if it's working, you'll soon hear me scream. Okay, that looks very much the same, but we have a chat function here as well. Hello, I'm your people analytics assistant. Okay, give me the top 3 risks. It's insane. It's insane. Tell me about the best managers. I have no clue if that's work. Okay, yeah, okay. Okay. I obviously haven't verified this, but okay. Consider pairing low scoring managers with high performers. Okay. It worked. Let's just say that. Once again, it's hard not to see how this will impact the future of work going forward. We're moving rapidly to a place where we can just ask questions, where we can pose questions. But once we've done that, we get something out of it as well. Is it 100% correct? Is it 100% foolproof? Is it perfect right now? No, it's not. Is humans 100% correct all the time? No, we're not. Is it good enough for now? It's absolutely good enough for now. Is this a space you need to be watching if you're in HR, if you're a leader? 100%. I have to state this very firmly and very clearly. You need to pay attention to this space now. You need to understand the impact, what this will mean for your organization, and you need to understand that now. Because those who figure this out the fastest, they will be more ahead than others as well. And we need to stop thinking that this is something that will happen in the future. The future is already here. We need to adapt. We need to adjust. We need to act accordingly as well. The example I gave now, of course, it's one of many examples. And I don't know how long this would have taken a quite skilled people analytics person to pull together. I'm not sure, but it's certainly longer than 15 minutes. That I can guarantee at least. And once again, if you can do this on a scale, on a larger basis, if you can find other use cases within your organization, then obviously you will be further ahead than other organizations. It's that simple. And change my mind if you think I'm wrong. And then argue with me back, because we need to argue, we need to go back and forth around this topic right now, because this is changing the way we work. It's ignorant to not pay attention to this area. It's ignorant to not try these tools. And yes, it's $100 a month, but in the larger scheme of things, $100 is nothing. And what's your excuse to not be playing around with this? It needs to be a good one. It needs to be a valid one, because we can't ignore this. It's happening now. We're seeing the new world of work shaping before us, and we need to get on this. We need to try it. And we need to understand it, and we need to help people adopt accordingly. And we need to steer organizations intentionally. Will this just happen, or will it be intention-driven? We need to think about this. So I urge you once again, try it. And if you need help, reach out. There's plenty of us doing this on a regular basis, helping organization. Reach out to any one of us. If you feel uncomfortable doing it by yourself, it's totally fine. You don't need to reach out to me. You can reach out to anyone as long as you do it. But we need to start thinking, pondering, and we need to stop thinking. But we need to stop the whole discussion about, oh, will this change, or what will we do? Stuff, explore, try, test. That's what we need to do, and we need to talk about it as well. So I hope we'll continue that conversation as well, and I'll do my best to nudge that conversation and keep the conversation going forward. That's it for today. I have no clue how long this video will be, but yeah, that's all I wanted to say, and I'll catch you in the next one.